National Planning have concluded the final session of public hearings for the Housing Bill 2023. During these hearings, Kenyans urged members of parliament to amend the housing levy bill, advocating for the levy to become voluntary. Following the conclusions of the hearings, the committee members are expected to retreat to Mombasa to draft a report which will subsequently be presented in the National Assembly. Moige William opens our broadcast tonight with that report.
But the biggest question is...
The Kimani Kuria Finance-led committee for the second consecutive day engaged with various stakeholders to gather opinions on the housing levy bill at the county hall. Members of parliament were informed that the levy, spearheaded by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, is deemed inconsiderate for salaried low-income earners, with some suggesting that it should be transformed into a voluntary fund rather than a mandatory tax.
We fear that now we shall be, those who are able will fund those who are not able to get houses in courts which are not their houses.
Those who feel comfortable in contributing towards a fund that they can access after a certain period of time.
Some stakeholders termed the bill discriminatory, saying it undermines the equity of taxation by exclusively targeting salaried Kenyans while excluding those without a payslip, while at the same time not giving any guarantee of house ownership.
It was not very clear why the bill only particularly pointed to some class of people in terms of those who are going to benefit from the housing.
We propose basing the affordable housing levy on pensionable salary, which means that this simplifies payroll calculations and reduces administrative costs.
During the submissions, MPs were cautioned that if the bill is enacted in its current form, it could result in double taxation for Kenyans. The argument presented was that the housing levy proposes to impose a levy on gross incomes, while pay-as-you-earn payee is also imposed on gross income, leading to a scenario of double taxation.
Had this been treated as a fund, then it would have been good, because the fund would have avoided the issues we've raised on double taxation.
Because some of those who are employed are on as minimum income, others as low as 18,000 shillings. Others are even much lower.
This as the former presidential candidate Jeff Kaluyu urged the government to explore an alternative funding mechanism for the housing program instead of imposing the housing levy solely on formerly employed Kenyans.
The government needs to sell their housing, give it reason, and tell people why they should own the house. And therefore, people buy into it automatically. But if you force them, you shove it through the throat, then people are not going to agree it, even if it is good.
After wrapping up public hearings, the Molo Member of Parliament Kimani Kuria-led committee is now set to retreat to Mombasa County for report making before the second reading, debate, and third reading before the National Assembly. Moige William, TV 47, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.